Yeah, I mean, we were saying earlier, like this felt like such like an esoteric topic. Like, what do white supremacists think about NASA? Like, why would that be relevant? And then the last few weeks happened. I mean, we've seen, in some ways, I think with Trump, a contradiction. In his inaugural address, he came out and suggested, and we might want to unpack this phrase in a moment, that the U.S. has a manifest destiny to plant a flag on Mars. So we have these like giant ambitions for what a Trump administration is going to do or try to do surrounding space flight and space exploration. And yet, in the past week or two, and it's always worth saying, like, things are so fluid right now. Like, I don't want to make too many um, firm statements about what's going to happen, but we've seen the NASA website being scrubbed of references to, yeah, as you said, DEI, indigenous people, women in leadership. We're seeing NASA employees being told to remove their pronouns from their email signatures. We're seeing the pride flag being removed not only from the NASA website, but from offices at NASA, according to some reports. And people saying, or not people, but the administration telling NASA to stop funding gender ideology. And these seem like all very odd things to do. Like, if your goal is to travel to Mars, why is the Trump administration obsessing over the web presence of NASA and down to the email signatures of specific employees? Um, but I think that these are actually intimately related. I think that this is rooted in an alt-right ideology that suggests that NASA's real or imagined problems are come down to DEI, and there's a long-standing narrative on the far right that there used to be this great era during the Apollo programs and in the lunar landing of an all-white or nearly all-white NASA, and that achievement was rooted in whiteness, white innate intelligence, as well as supposedly white innate risk taking and willingness to take huge risks to achieve greatness. And so we often see people on the far right blaming the efforts to diversify NASA in the 1970s for NASA's perceived decline. And I should note, too, that like the absence of crewed missions to the moon and elsewhere has become a deep source of national shame for some on the far right, a sign of America's lost greatness